You know the theme song. You've rapped it in the car. You've heard it at weddings. You probably know it better than your national anthem. But The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was more than just a catchy intro. It was a culture shift disguised as a sitcom. A fish-out-of-water story that tackled race, class, family, and identity, all while making us laugh out loud.
Will Smith, I'm the realtor. At night, you can hear the wailing of the dead.
It had heart. It had style. It had Carlton dancing to Tom Jones like his life depended on it. But how did this quirky NBC sitcom go from a rapper's vanity project to one of the most iconic shows of the 90s? What happened behind the scenes? And where are the stars now? Today, we're taking a trip to the mansion on Bank Street, digging deep into the lives of the cast, the chaos, and the cultural impact that made The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air more than just a TV show.
Oprah Winfrey Studio! Look, Oprah's chair!
It was a movement. This is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, then and now. Will Smith as, well, Will Smith, the Fresh Prince himself. The rapper turned sitcom star turned global icon. Born September 25, 1968, in West Philadelphia. Yes, really. Will Smith had already made a name in music with DJ Jazzy Jeff. But after blowing through his money and owing the IRS big time, he was desperate for a fresh start. Enter Quincy Jones, who saw star power and green in Smith's charisma. Will had never acted before, but the role wasn't really a stretch. It was based on his own life. Street-smart teen from Philly gets sent to live with rich relatives in Bel-Air. From the jump, Smith had the timing, charm, and emotional depth to pull it off. He wasn't just funny, he was real.
Uh-oh. The engine dead. What?
Behind the scenes, Smith was a sponge. He learned from every actor on set and treated every episode like a masterclass in performance. By the later seasons, he was running the screen. After Fresh Prince, Smith exploded. Independence Day, Men in Black, Ali, The Pursuit of Happiness. He became one of the biggest movie stars on the planet. And despite some missteps, like After Earth and The Slap Heard Round the World, his influence is undeniable. He returned to the Fresh Prince legacy as producer of the gritty reboot Bel-Air, and continues to evolve, both as a star and as a man. Will Smith isn't just the Fresh Prince, he's royalty now. James Avery as Philip Banks. Uncle Phil wasn't just the head of the Banks family, he was the heart. James Avery, born November 27, 1945, in Virginia, was a classically trained actor and former Navy veteran. He brought warmth to the role of Philip Banks, the strict but loving patriarch who ruled the household with a booming voice and a bigger heart. Uncle Phil wasn't just comic relief. He was a representation of black excellence, a self-made judge who fought his way out of poverty. His lectures hit hard. His hugs hit harder. And who could forget that moment? When Will breaks down about his father leaving, and Uncle Phil catches him in his arms. That scene is etched into TV history, and most of it, improvised.
No, Philip, it's Richard Nixon wearing a Will mask.
No more.
Avery was a mentor on set, beloved by the cast, especially Will. Off camera, he was a poet, a scholar, and a force for good in the arts community. James Avery passed away on December 31, 2013, at the age of 68, from complications following heart surgery. His loss was felt across generations, but his legacy, as Uncle Phil, he remains one of the most respected and beloved father figures in television history. Alfonso Rivero as Carlton Banks, the sweater vests, the prep school manners, the dance. Oh yes, the dance. Carlton Banks wasn't just Will's cousin, he was his comedic counterweight. played with relentless charm by Alfonso Rivero, Carlton was the ultra-conservative, Tom Jones-loving straight-A student who somehow made square cool. Born September 21, 1971 in New York City, Rivero was already a familiar face before Fresh Prince, thanks to his role on Silver Spoons and a memorable Pepsi commercial with Michael Jackson. But Carlton changed everything. What made the character brilliant was his balance of parody and heart. He was an exaggerated version of upper-class black respectability, but never just the butt of the joke.
I don't get it.
His point exactly.
Crazy, man. She tied me to this chair and she was trying to torture me. No.
Carlton had depth. He faced racism. He questioned his identity. And yes, he made us laugh, but he also made us think. Behind the scenes, Rivero developed a tight friendship with Will Smith. The two had chemistry that can't be taught, rooted in mutual respect and years of growing up on set together. And that Carlton dance? Not choreographed, just Alfonso Rivero goofing off to Tom Jones. It became an iconic pop culture moment that even made its way into video games, sparking a lawsuit years later when Rivero sued Fortnite for using it without permission. After Fresh Prince, Rivero stayed active in entertainment. He became a beloved host on America's Funniest Home Videos, a contestant and winner on Dancing with the Stars, and even directed episodes of The Fresh Prince and All of Us. Through it all, he's remained grounded, proud of his legacy, and yes, still very much able to bust out the Carlton on command. Karen Parsons as Hillary Banks, the Valley Girl, the fashion queen, the daughter who could turn a job interview into a shopping trip. Hillary Banks, played with flair by Karen Parsons, was everything Carlton wasn't: vain, superficial, and seemingly allergic to real work. But here's the thing. Beneath the designer labels and clueless remarks was a character who slowly evolved. Parsons, born October 8, 1966, in Los Angeles, infused Hillary with comedic brilliance. Her line delivery, impeccable. Her physical comedy, criminally underrated.
I want my employer to want me for me, not for what I've accomplished. You know what I mean?
Whether she was fainting at the thought of responsibility or hosting her own talk show, Parsons turned Hillary into one of the show's most iconic personalities. Hillary's most memorable arc came after the death of her on-screen fiancé, Trevor, who proposed to her on live TV while bungee jumping, and met a tragic, hilarious end. That moment cemented Fresh Prince's ability to mix absurdity with emotional resonance. After the show ended, Parsons largely stepped back from acting, but she didn't disappear. She founded Sweet Blackberry, a nonprofit that tells the stories of overlooked black heroes through children's books and animated films. She also wrote a young adult novel, How High the Moon, inspired by her mother's experience growing up in the segregated South. Karen Parsons may have walked away from the spotlight, but her impact on Fresh Prince and representation of black women in comedy is everlasting. Tatiana Ali as Ashley Banks, the baby of the Banks family, the sweet one, the girl who grew up before our eyes. Tatiana Ali, born January 24, 1979, in North Belmore, New York, was just 11 years old when Fresh Prince debuted. But she wasn't new to performance. She'd already appeared on Sesame Street and Star Search. As Ashley, she started out as the innocent little sister, idolizing Will, questioning authority, and lighting up the screen with her sincerity.
Well, I happen to know she ain't gonna be beating you up.
Why? Did she die?
But Ashley grew up fast. Over 6 seasons, we watched her become a confident, stylish, opinionated young woman. She clashed with her parents. She explored music. She wrestled with racism, sexism, and identity. And through it all, Tatiana Ali gave a performance beyond her years. Her chemistry with Will Smith was genuine. He became her big brother in real life, too. protective, encouraging, and forever in her corner. After the show, Ali pursued a music career. Her debut album, Kiss the Sky, went gold. She attended Harvard, majoring in African American Studies and Government. Later, she returned to acting, starring in The Young and the Restless and producing social justice-themed content. Tatiana Ali is the definition of a child star who didn't just survive, she thrived. Janet Hubert as the original Aunt Viv. Before the recasting, before the headlines, before the feud, there was Janet Hubert. And when she stepped onto the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990, she didn't just play Aunt Viv, she commanded the screen. Born January 13, 1956, in Chicago, Illinois, Janet Hubert wasn't background noise. She was thunder. A trained Broadway actress with a magnetic presence, Hubert's portrayal of Vivian Banks was fiery, elegant, whip-smart, and deeply layered. She wasn't just a sitcom mom. She was a college professor, a mother who refused to be walked over, a woman who could deliver a biting comeback as easily as she could drop serious wisdom.
Vivian!
I want my present.
It was a bet.
A bet. I don't care.
She represented Black excellence, a strong Black woman who balanced ambition, motherhood, and pride without apologizing. And she did it in power suits and pearls, with a side of sass. Her story is a reminder that even in Hollywood, where narratives are often written by the loudest voices, truth, time, and talent always find their way back into the spotlight. Janet Hubert didn't just play Aunt Viv, she defined her. Daphne Maxwell Reid as Aunt Viv, season 4 to 6. When Janet Hubert left the show, fans were unsure how Fresh Prince would handle the recasting of such a central character. But in walked Daphne Maxwell Reid, a different kind of Aunt Viv, but one who brought grace and calm to the chaos. Born July 13, 1948, Reid was a trailblazer. She was the first Black woman to appear on the cover of Glamour magazine and had a long career in modeling and TV before joining the cast. Her version of Vivian Banks was softer, more maternal, and less confrontational, but she held her own.
I cannot believe that you and Carlton are moving into your own place. Seems like just yesterday when I was wiping the tears from his eyes.
Though she didn't have the fiery energy of Janet Hubert's Viv, Reid's portrayal provided a new lens, showing Aunt Viv's elegance, humor, and wisdom. Reid went on to have a rich career outside of acting, pursuing photography, entrepreneurship, and advocacy. She also reunited with Will Smith for the 2020 reunion, celebrating the show's legacy with the same warmth she brought to her role. The Fresh Prince wasn't without its off-screen issues. The most talked about? The feud between Will Smith and Janet Hubert, the original Aunt Viv. Hubert's departure after season 3 was shrouded in mystery and speculation. She accused Smith of damaging her career. He accused her of being difficult to work with, and for decades, they didn't speak. But the 2020 Fresh Prince reunion changed everything. In an emotional on-camera conversation, Smith and Hubert reconciled. They aired their grievances, acknowledged past pain, and, more importantly, gave fans the closure they never expected. That moment wasn't just about healing old wounds. It was about growth, about maturity. And it reminded everyone why Fresh Prince wasn't just a sitcom. It was a story about family, both real and fictional. So what made The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air special? It wasn't just the theme song, or the fashion, or the slapstick comedy. It was the layers. The show could make you laugh till your stomach hurt, and then punch you in the gut with an emotional scene that still goes viral to this day. It gave us one of the most powerful moments in sitcom history, Will breaking down about his father abandoning him. It gave us discussions about police profiling, Black identity, class divides, and personal growth. And it did all of this without ever losing its soul. It launched careers, it redefined cool, and it created a blueprint for culturally conscious comedy. Even decades later, The Fresh Prince remains a touchstone. It's still being discovered by new generations on streaming platforms. It inspired a dramatic reboot, countless memes, and nostalgic tributes. But most of all, it made us feel like part of the family.